Hello and welcome back to the Zone 2 podcast. We're here at the end of the tour, but we're not going to do a full tour specific episode because we just have way too much personal stuff to talk about. Racing is in full course. The odd choice of words, but yeah, me and Evan here have done Jeremy's Roubaix this weekend, some other races, and Mark just got back from Quebec. So we have that all to talk to. Those are the two people who are joining me, by the way. There's no Parker today. Hopefully he'll join us next episode. But we will quickly talk about the tour to start this episode. We won't go through every stage because that's a bit nothing really exciting or controversial happened, I don't think. I kind of didn't keep track of it, to be fair. But we'll quickly cap that up, talk about our fantasy league and the real GC. We'll talk about that. And then we'll get into our personal stuff. I just got back from training, so I'm eating right now. So please excuse me. And Evan's hair looks good as always. And Mark has finally found the right hair position for today.
I haven't though. I
He's been
literally
working on
haven't.
it for a while.
Literally don't like it, but
We can take a little while right here. You can fix the hair.
It's
In
been
the
about
podcast.
10 minutes of hair work to start off the episode.
It's okay. Me and Luke will
Okay,
start talking about the tour. Mark can keep fixing his hair. I mean,
so,
I enjoyed the last week. We had some nice mountain stages.
What were the highlights, would you say?
Poggy winning double mountain stages in a row. I mean, we knew he was winning the GC, but to see him, actually be dominant the whole way through, nice. Lots of people are probably sad Cav didn't win in Paris. I was pretty stoked to see Wout win in Paris.
I was too, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, I love Wout, and for him to win mountain stage, TT stage, and the biggest sprint stage is like incredible. And he had one lead out man. Like, that was absolutely crazy.
Jumbo was literally like a team of four, and he was the first person since Bernardino in 1979 win a mountain stage, a TT, and a sprint in the same tour. So,
wow.
And maybe Olympics?
Maybe Olympics. I think he can double up Olympics. TT
We gotta
and
ask
road race.
him to make Saturday practice later so that we can stay up till 1 a.m. watching the road race. Because it's from like 7 p.m. to 1 a.m. or something like that. Yeah.
Really?
Because it's like Tokyo time.
Oh, that's true. Every race is usually in Europe, so it's always like super early, but yeah, that's different. Yeah. Yeah, they're flying there straight away, right? Like the same day they go.
Yeah, lots of the guys in the tour just pieced out right away. Pretty
like first day. Then some people didn't even finish, right?
Yeah, some people kind of abandoned early, whether that's sickness or injuries, but maybe just wanted to get to the Olympics faster. It's pretty funny. What else with the tour? Greipel beat Cav and Froome, taking home GC win. Also announcing his retirement. Perfect time. Top step of GC, retiring. He also got a decent result. Well, he was somewhere up there in the sprint.
This fifth in Paris.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah, it's pretty good actually.
Nice to see for him. Pretty cool week of the tour. There's exciting mountain stages, but it was pretty also. I was laughing a lot, the whole Carapaz faking to be like tired thing and then attacking everyone, but it didn't work. But it was still like such a funny thing to do. It was just like pretend to be in the pain cave, and you see like the other two, Vingegaard and Pogacar, like talking to each other. And I think in an interview after, they said that like what they were saying to each other on the bike was like, we think Carapaz is faking, just like watch for an attack. And they were right. So that's pretty funny that you just have these three guys and one guy's, trying to play mind games. The other guys are absolutely calling this shit out. I don't know if you guys have any other comments on the tour. I thought it was a pretty exciting tour overall. We had lots of good storylines, even if GC was a little bit stale.
Yeah, no, I agree.
It was
exciting.
I think the first week was the best, but
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Sad about Mark Cavendish not breaking the record. Maybe he'll come back next year. We'll see. But at least
I
he
don't know.
pulled
I
it.
don't think he's gonna win another Tour de France stage.
That's what they
This is
said
kinda
for
like-
years.
Yeah,
true,
but
but-
They always said.
you're gonna have another Tour de France with no good sprinters.
That's true.
Is he still gonna have the
least he
quick
pulled
step
it.
lead out? Like Quickstep will find another sprinter by next summer.
Yeah. Well, what happened to Sam Green? No,
Bennett.
Sam Bennett. Yeah,
He's going to
I
Bora.
think he's
'Cause he
gonna
was-
leave the team. Is he going
he
to
went to
Bora?
Bora.
I'm pretty sure. Well, it's not actually signed because they can't sign until August 1st. But I'm pretty sure that it's like verbally agreed that he's going back to Bora.
Why?
Because there was a bit of some beef between Sam Bennett and the Quickstep owner Patrick Lefevre.
Lefevre hates paying actual money for sprinters because Mercury's so good that any sprinter who's decent just wins races. So anytime they ask for more money, he just says absolutely not.
Well, he doesn't really need to, right? He can just get an average World Tour sprinter, which is an incredibly good sprinter, and then make them best in the world.
Pretty much. I mean, I think Bennett is an exceptional sprinter, but I don't think like Cav at this tour is necessarily even the best sprinter at the tour. Compare him to Wout. But it's just so easy to win and so consistent to have chances to sprint when you're in that quick step team.
Definitely.
Yeah,
All right, shall we move on to our fantasy?
exactly.
Fantasy
Our
league.
You want to give us the
One,
results,
two.
Mark?
Sure, I'd love to. 1 second.
I took photos of food today. It was pretty cool.
Actually, I don't think I can open it up. Could one of you guys open the Excel
Sure.
Yeah,
for me
let me grab it quickly.
or the Google
Sorry
Sheet?
for this
I got it.
interruption. Damn, all of us. It's a competition. Who can get it?
I
Okay,
already
got
have
it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our official Tour de France Fantasy League rating. Oh my God! Wait, I got a stage right. Wow, didn't expect that. Huh. So in third place, we have actually Evan. Evan's in third for points. So
How'd this happen? This math?
how did this happen? You got a lot more like things in the top three, but you didn't get as many wins. You just got
Yeah, last couple of stages, because I got Van Aert for the GT right, and Kung didn't even get in the top three. He got fourth, so I was able to.
Let me
from
recap
there.
actually how we're doing this point system.
Nah, it's because
So
you guys both got 2 jersey winners and I only got 1. That's why you're ahead.
That could be part
Yeah.
of it as well.
this is
Yeah.
true.
We rated those.
But anyway, let
really
me
highly.
recap. Let me
Go ahead.
recap what we're doing here today. So, wait, shouldn't I have 10 points for that for the Mark Cavendish? Anyway, so the way we're doing it is each stage we predicted our winner, and you got 3 points if he won, 2 points if they were second, and 1 point if they were third on that day. We also did the GC, and you got the 3 guesses, your first, second, and third, and then based kind of off where you were off of that, you got points. So if you got it like spot on the position, you got 10 points. But like we put Carapaz second, and he was actually third, so then you just got 7. And then we also did the green jersey. I'm not actually sure how the green jersey is tallied. Is it a total of 8? Is that the max points?
I forget, but I believe I wrote it in the on the sheet. So I think 8 sounds.
Yeah, just assume all the
team-
numbers there, right?
Yeah. It says green polka dot is 8 points. White / combative is 5 points. Team GC is 3. GC podium is marked out as we said before. Okay, but that's how we did it. So in third place we have Evan Richardson with 39 points. So he predicted Julian would win the first stage. He predicted that Mark Cavendish would win the fourth stage, and the rest he wasn't so close. He got like Vingard on stage 17 to be second, but yeah. He actually didn't get any of the jerseys. Oh no, he got Tadej Pogacar with white. Yeah.
Hey, I put faith in my
first.
favorite riders, and green jersey Caleb Ewan, and we know how that worked out. Cosnefroy, who was getting dropped by like sprinters on climbs, and then Mohoric. I went pretty true to my heart in these predictions. I don't regret a thing.
And second, we have me. I didn't predict. I got 3 wins right. So I got Julian winning stage 1, Mark winning stage 10. Is that? Yeah, stage 10. And I got Pogacar winning stage 17. I also got the green jersey right with Mark Cavendish, and I got the white jersey with Tadej Pogacar. None of us got any points for the red for most combative, but that's all right. And then I got 10 points for Pogacar in first, 7 points for Carapaz in second, and I got 0 points for Dan Martin in third. Which I'm really shocked about. Thought he was going to come in. Anyway, I got 4 with actually 47 points. Congratulations to Mark. Yeah, he got Mark Cavendish winning stage 4, Mark Cavendish winning stage 10, and he got Pogacar winning stage 18, and he got Wout van Aert winning stage 20. So that's pretty crazy. He also got Tadej Pogacar in polka dot, Peter Sagan in green, which was wrong, Tadej Pogacar in white, Pogacar winning, Carapaz second, and I don't know what that says, Lidzinka. Senko, he put third, but he was in the top 10, so he still gets 3 points. Yeah. So congratulations.
Also, Movistar loses Team GC.
Wait, did they really?
They're not even in the top 8 teams for Team GC. Absolute disaster of a tour for Movistar. They're 1 goal in shambles. I don't even know what to say.
I don't think I've ever seen them do this bad in Team GC. Like, I don't understand. Like, we actually saw
2 hours down. 2 hours down. EF pays for it.
Yeah, EF pays for it. I was like, okay, they're really doing some Movistar tactics. But Bahrain victorious. They're the real winners of the tour, not Team GC.
Wait, Bahrain victorious?
Yeah.
Wow.
They also won.
I didn't see
they
that
won
coming.
3 stages this
I like
year.
it's always these.
They also got raided by doping control.
Yeah,
I heard about that.
For with no evidence. Just to throw that out there, if people don't know the story, worth looking at.
Moving on, let's talk about our racing. Something more exciting than silly Tour de France. Who cares about that? We'll let Mark take it away because Mark was I'll let Mark explain. What have you been up to recently, Mark?
Well,
that's Mark Sato, by the way, not Mark Cavendish.
Basically the same guy. I just got back from Quebec. I was in Quebec doing a couple of races. Well, supposed to be a couple of races for World Selection, but not racing doesn't always go to plan. So in the first road race on Saturday, I crashed with 30 to go. Got a bit of road rash, but I also hit my head, so got a concussion. Wasn't able to race. Wasn't able to finish the race, and wasn't able to race the next day. So kind of disappointing that I flew all the way to Quebec. Didn't even get to really showcase anything, but still had a good time over there overall. I guess just learning for the future. kind of disappointing, but this is not the end goal of my cycling career. So moving on to my next goals, which now shifts to track selection.
Yeah. How did
Very
the crash
exciting moment.
happen?
Well, I'm not going to name any names, but there was a rider that basically was sort of like mid to back of the peloton. The peloton actually started with like 110 guys, but at that point, it was around like 40 to 50. They thinned out a lot, people crashing, getting dropped, a bunch of things. So I was sort of like mid to back pack. There was a guy came across through the entire peloton, just like chopped mid pack across everybody. Took my front wheel out and I fell on my left side. And then
Did
I
he
slid
take
on the
out
road.
like multiple guys?
I took out me and one other, so two actually went down. But yeah, it like hit the ground. I think my shoulder hit first and my elbow, and then my head kind of snapped back onto the ground. Then I slid on the pavement into a ditch.
Oof. How
Yeah,
fast was this?
Sucks.
I looked at my file and just trying to like figure out exactly how fast, and I think it was around 45.
It's pretty fast to go down for sure.
Yeah.
And it was not a good first day for the whole team out there, right, Mark?
Yeah, so for Devo, we had how many people we had? We had five, or we had four really. So in the boys race, we had myself, Campbell, and Manu. And yeah, Manu had a mechanical. He couldn't shift into his like last 3 or 4 gears, something like that, after 2 laps. So he had to do a bike change onto a bike that did not fit him at all, had a different pedal mechanism. He did 1 lap just with one other guy off the back, and then never caught back on. And
Wait, so he had no clips. He went from Look to Shimano?
Yeah.
That's
So yeah, he literally just did a lap, just like on a bike that's literally 2 sizes too big for him, with different
without
pedals,
clipping in.
and then abandoned a lap when he came back around. So that, yeah, he did. Yeah. So then, yeah, like I said, I crashed with 30K to go, and then Campbell crashed right at the base of the final climb. So with like 1 kilometer to go, there was a big crash and Campbell went down. He wasn't hurt, but his when you
Race
crash
is
that close,
over.
yeah, his race was over. His bars were like at 90 degrees, so he rode across the finish line with his bars like this, like 90 degrees. I was like, okay, well. So yeah, that kind of sucked for us. And then we were driving home and we were wondering how the girls' race went, and we found out that theirs actually managed to somehow also completely collapse. So I don't know what the odds of all of us having issues were, but we all did. So Lily, she crashed in the first lap, and then Isla, she got a flat, basically like right at the start, like I don't know, 6K out or something like that from the start, and she got a flat and then never caught back on. And so the only one of us that actually finished was Campbell, and he finished like 3 minutes down with bars twisted.
Wow.
Nice and successful Devo trip to Quebec.
Very successful.
Do shout out Lily though, because the next day
She got-
Lily absolutely crushed it.
Yeah, for sure. No, she totally. She won the TT the next day, and she actually got selected. So yeah, congratulations to Lily, and Isla also got selected.
Isla Walker.
Yep.
Yeah.
Congratulations to those two if they listen to the podcast.
They definitely do. They definitely listen to every episode.
They definitely do.
If they didn't, what are they doing? That's
I don't know.
why.
I don't know. What do you,
That's
what's-
why they
what
went
else would you-
first.
That's why they got selected.
That's where you get the
podcast.
pro knowledge.
So if you want to
Pro-knowledge
get
from-
selected for the national team, listen to the podcast.
Listen up.
Anyway, now I got a cute, cool bandage on my like elbow, and my shoulder is like completely messed up too. But I'm not sure that's you can't really tell, but I think and my hip too is kind of messed up.
Yeah.
We're
Is this
good.
like the worst crash you've had ever?
Yeah, for me it is.
Gnarly. Do you have Tegaderm?
Yeah, well, I don't have it on now, but I have some.
That's an actual pro tip for the podcast listeners. If you don't have Tegaderm, crash, it is the best thing ever. I was letting Marcus know about that because this Tuesday we had the first EV roller coaster crit, which is a new crit course in the Peony and Playland, which is absolutely insane. It's less sketchy than I thought, but I thought it was maybe like a 98 out of 50 for like sketchiness, and it was only like a 60 out of 50 for sketchiness. So it's still sketchy for sure. And Marcus in the Cat 4 group went down about 50 meters from the line really hard. Got some bad road rash, and I was like, hey, go buy Tegaderm. It is magic.
Pro tip, Zone 2 pro tips. So you guys raced Jeremy's Roubaix over the weekend while I was in Quebec. I think you
Yeah,
guys raced on
I had
Sunday, right?
Luke over.
Yeah.
Stayed at the Richardson household.
What a great place. Amazing sausage the night before. I was quite shocked.
3, 2, 1. Sorry for the interruption, but I need to let you know that this episode of the Zone 2 podcast is brought to you by our friends over at Born Superior Sports Care. David Miller and Michael Wagner, the go-to guys when it comes to all things nutrition. Born is my personal favorite when it comes to all things sport nutrition and sport care. Personally, I'm a big fan of the ISO Pro Plus drink mix. I use it all the time. Some other customer favorites include the Watson Minerals for nutrition and hydration, gels for preventing bonking while racing, no friction cream to keep you comfortable while riding or racing, and Recovery Relax to do exactly that after a long day in the saddle. To buy some of Born's fantastic product, please visit bornsportcare.ca for Canadian orders and bornsportcare.com for American orders, and use code ZONE2podcast for 15% off all non-sale items. That's code ZONE2podcast for 15% off all non-sale items. Now, back to the podcast.
Anyways, Jeremy's Roubaix. It's the first road race of the season, really. We've had a few crits, but it was like 95K, except we got cut a lap short, so it's 80, 88 or something like that. And we had a pretty small field. I think the Cat 3 field was only 12 or 14 guys to start with. So pretty small field, but really there was 8 or 9 of us who were super strong, a really strong group. And we were rolling for a long time, just launching attacks over and over again.
Straight out of the gate.
Yeah, no one wanted to work on the front. No one wanted to pace, but everyone wanted to try to make a break because that's normally how Jeremy's Roubaix is won, off a break. The other thing that made the race really hard was there was 3 red kilo guys in our 8-man pack. So they had a little bit of team strength there. And Michael Wagner, who's a sponsor of the podcast through Born, was really just
He was one of the red kilo guys?
yeah.
Oh, thank God. Because I had this really unpleasant experience with this one dude that I want to get to.
Oh, I
And
remember.
was like,
Yeah.
did you
I
see
saw
that?
behind you. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, we'll get to that later. But I was like, if that's Michael Wagner, I'm gonna be so annoyed. But he was one of the the red kilo guys were so nice. I didn't realize who he was, but okay, the red kilo guys, so nice. But
So
they did make it hard.
Michael Wagner was just chasing down breaks, chasing down attacks a lot. Definitely using their numbers well. They took the win. After spending all day, I think I must have launched at least like 10 attacks. I was attacking a lot, maybe the most in the group. And when I got up to sprint, I was second wheel, about 250 to go. That's kind of like my prime sprint launch spot. I like a bit of a longer sprint. And every single muscle in my legs cramped. Both quads, both hams, both calves. I just could not could not put down any power above like 500, 600. So I just coasted over the line for fifth. But yeah, so all right race, really hard. I was just happy to be back road racing. It's a fun race. And it was Luke's kind of first road racing. How did that go for you, Luke?
Oh, dude, I had quite the race. I was pretty shocked at the start because like every lap people were attacking and I kept covering. And like, yeah, I was like, oh my God, is this going to be the whole thing? I thought it was going to be super chill and then attacking at the end. But no, it was really hard the whole race. So it was fun. Definitely covered way too many attacks. For perspective, my max power is 1400 watts, and I hit 1360 watts like closing brakes, and I like went over 1,000 watts like 20 times or 10 times the whole race. I'll have to look at my file later, but like, yeah, put way too much work in. I should have just drafted a red kilo guy.
But the red Quila guys were launching, like taking turns attacking over and over again. So.
They were. They'd go at one attack and then someone else would attack. But really, if I just had stayed on that, is it a German dude? I can't remember.
That's Michael.
Is that Michael?
That's Michael.
Oh, I love Michael.
The Kaiser.
Yeah, oh, okay, that makes sense. He's like one of the people I've raced track against, and he was like who I was most comfortable with because I'd like rub shoulders with him going into a corner. No, that's cool. Anyway, thank you, Michael. You're really cool. Anyway, I was gonna draft. I thought like afterwards, I should have just drafted Michael because he's strong enough that he's not gonna get dropped. I should have just done that, and then that would have been a lot smarter. But yeah, I covered stuff. I was just convinced that every break was just gonna stick.
I thought so too. Most years a break wins that course. And, I thought especially once we were getting the last 2 or 3 laps that one of those breaks would stick, but everyone was just, no one wanted to get left out and everyone was strong enough to chase down breaks.
Yeah, there was one pretty hard break. This one dude, he stayed out for quite a while, and the whole team kind of worked together, and that was the one time everyone worked together to close this one gap.
Yeah. There's a guy who got maybe 20, 30 seconds up. And I was like, damn, this guy's strong. He actually won on Tuesday, the crit also. But he was out front for like 2 or 3 laps. And we were rolling like 48 on the flats on the roads and like 45 on the dikes. And he was just staying out there matching our speed. So this guy was putting down a monstrous pace off the front by himself for sure.
Yeah, definitely. But we caught him eventually. I remember I was happy because Evan went, one big happy family. I just heard that from Evan. So
what a legend.
I had like a good 5-minute chat with the guy who was off the front once he got back to the pack. Riding next to him. Yeah, that's one thing I love about road races. In crits, it's really intense. Your heart rate's up the whole time. In road races, there's always these kind of like breaks in action where everyone's just riding pretty easy. And just, cracking jokes in the pack, having conversations with people mid-race is just like the most fun thing, in my opinion. I love it.
Yeah, no, I definitely missed that too. That was actually my first road race. I've done crits, of course, but first road race since COVID, one in Quebec. Which, might explain the crash, might not. I've had much experience, so probably that wasn't my fault. But again, not naming names. Yeah, no, I really missed it. Like just being with talk to people, be like, say hey, like that. Just a small group, because you are out there for what our race was 125K, so there's like 3 hours to kill really. So I mean, it's not always going to be on, so there's definitely those lulls in action you can talk. Nice.
Yeah, Luke, how's your finish?
So okay, let's get back to the real grit of the business here. Last lap I was like, okay, breakaways, that's my thing. I'm gonna try breakaway. but this group was so fast. Also, I had junior gears on. So for those who don't know,
Flat. It's flat. Doesn't matter.
What?
Yeah, but
No,
I-
junior gearing is a pain, bro. Luke, I feel
It's
you.
a gravel race.
I
The
feel
whole
you.
last.
dude, I was max gear like all the paved stuff. I was like max gear.
No,
Like I
yeah,
couldn't
no.
really do like a big sprint because I couldn't shift up. I kept like trying to shift up, but like I was doing 100 cadence in the like biggest gear. Because
No.
for those of you who don't know, junior gears, the cog only goes to 14 compared to most normal road gears go to 11, and the smaller the number, the bigger the gear. So yeah, that was irritating. Anyway, my best is breakaways. So I tried to go for a breakaway on the last lap going onto the gravel. And so one of the things I noticed is I am a big cyclocrosser, and I noticed that like on the gravel corners, I was a bit faster, which we'll get to in a second. I know what Evan's going to say, but I was a bit faster. So like the course had a gravel corner onto the gravel, and then a long, steep, loose gravel corner back onto the tarmac.
For those who
And-
know Roubaix, this year the course and the corner, the last section have been completely resurfaced. So the corner is way sketchier than it's ever been in past years. It's way more loose. Just to give some context.
Yeah. Anyway, I was going faster through it. Yeah, I was going like faster through it, which I probably shouldn't be doing, to be honest. I did a 2-wheel skid on one lap going through it, going back onto the tarmac, because I got onto the tarmac and I was like, okay, I'm safe now. I can turn as hard as I want, but obviously still stones there. So I like did a bit of a skid and caught it, and I was like, hey. And
That's pretty
then
gnarly one.
pretty gnarly. Did you see it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty sick. Anyway, so we went onto the gravel, and I did a bit of an attack beforehand, and then going onto the gravel, I did an attack, and I made a gap there. So I did like 800 watt effort, and then I settled into like 400 watts, and I'm like, okay, surely, okay, this is way over what I thought I'd have to do. In my mind beforehand, I was like, okay, if I do a 360 watt breakaway, I'll be set. But I was doing 400 watts. I'm like, okay, this is good. And I was doing 400 watts, and then I started doing 380 watts, and then I started doing 340 watts, and then I started doing 320 watts, and I looked behind, and it was getting real close, so I just sat up, going into the end. So that was fun. It would have been cool if it worked, but didn't. So then I settled in, and because of that, I kind of got a bit shafted because everyone was kind of lined up for the sprint now. So the 3 red kilo guys were all in the front as a team, and I got put on the left side. And so this gravel path, it basically had two trails, and then there's kind of a looser middle section, and there's 2 trails. Anyway, I got shafted being on the left. I tried to get out of it. We'll talk about that in a second, because that was interesting. And anyway, went into the last corner. I was doing 400 watts at the end somehow. I don't know how I was doing that, but I was doing 400 watts at the end, like keeping up. And then I was like, okay, I'm so done, but I've been going faster through the last corner. So if I go a little bit faster through that, I can maybe get a bit of a break going into the sprint, which definitely wouldn't have worked anyway because
It's like
the sprint
400
is so
meters
long
from the corner. Yeah.
from that corner. Yeah, so like it wasn't gonna work, but I don't know. In my head, I was very delusional and tired, and I was like, okay, it's that or nothing. I went in and immediately wiped out on the last corner.
Right in front of
the
me.
race.
Also got in my way a little bit.
I was just worried I was gonna get hit by people behind, but luckily didn't. But yeah, I did that. That was quite upsetting. I feel like it was more mental that like I was the stupid junior who crashed. Like I was like, oh god. But yeah, and then I rolled across the line like 2 minutes or 3 minutes down.
I think
And-
about a minute before we reached the last corner, I said in the pack, like, I swear to God, if anyone crashes on this corner.
Yeah, and
And then I come around, I'm like right behind Luke, and he's just like immediately at like the upper part of the corner, just like full on his side, crashes out. I'm like, oh my God, Luke, what are you doing?
Oh,
Yeah. And then, yeah, I hobbled it around. The medic eventually found me, and the medic gave me these huge bandages, which I really didn't need. He also cut off my pants to get to the wound in my leg, which just sucks because those pants are $160 or something ridiculous.
Yeah, there was a hole in them already, to be fair.
Yeah,
but he,
to be
he
fair.
got out his scissors. He his full med kit. It was pretty funny. Luke was in the medic truck for like 20 minutes
Yeah.
for like it's not even like super bad road rash because it was on gravel. It was just kind of, some abrasions, I would say.
Yeah. I'll show you the one on my leg. So I'm still wearing kit underneath, but the one on my leg right here, this, see that little wince there? That he put a band-aid on and then fully wrapped it with like a full bandage. So I had a full, dude,
I looked like I'd been through
You
something
look like
else. Like this
Roglic.
yeah.
this massive bandage. And the worst one's on my like thigh, like where he cut it off. That one's actually like the worst. It's not that bad, but that's the worst. And I just put like a little band-aid on that. And then on my arm, I have like, it's not that bad, but it's all kind of like torn up here a bit. But he put a huge bandage all the way up my arm there, which was very overkill, but I looked really cool.
yeah. I also feel like I look pretty cool with this, like the mesh thing over like the bandage.
No, you
But
gotta
I
do the
love-
full bandage, man.
I feel like I look pretty cool.
Bandage. I got these here. If I need sympathy points one day, what's going on?
I honestly, I've crashed before. They give me bandage like that. I keep it. I just put it in my cupboard. Next time I
Yeah.
crash,
Exactly.
free bandage.
But yeah, that's how my race went. So that was interesting.
So very
Definitely
successful
wasn't ex-
weekend for the three of us here. I
Hey,
think
hey,
everybody.
on Thursday, I took home another dub in the local office park crits.
Hey, there we go. Are you gonna win tomorrow? I'm not racing. I'm gonna be there though, but I'm not gonna race. 'Cause I'm still
I'm
recovering from
gonna
my
do
concussion.
my very best to win again. It's kind of
You
been
re- Do you race B or A?
it's just Cat 3. It's been my stomping grounds the last few weeks. First, third, then first.
I'll just be
11.
yelling. I'll just be yelling from the side because I'm not allowed
Done
to
it.
race yet. But
Solo break and from the
no.
sprint. Mr. Versatile over here.
yeah, more versatile than Wout Van Aert.
Not quite.
Pretty much. Pretty much. I don't see the difference.
Pretty good. Yeah,
Yeah.
11 series points. Next guy in second has 4. Guy in third has 3. Crushing it.
I have one.
You do have 1.
I got one from my no, but that's series points. I'm not that I'm really going for it. I also, missed last week,
Missing this week.
missing this week. So my series is over. I'm crushed.
Yeah. I won a crit as well. Thank you.
Woo.
Thank you.
Good job, Luke.
I did a B race crit.
Seems a bit like sandbagging to me.
I don't know about that. Seemed pretty even. We have this crazy crit here, and it's literally a descent, and then it's probably 13 or 14% grade climb.
Sick.
It's literally descends. There's a harsh corner, descends more, and then it's just straight up. And then the up. Anyway, I did that. I thought I was pretty dying every lap because I'm a big chunky kid. And anyway, I thought I was dying every lap going up that hill. But I kind of noticed the hill was like 2 sections. So the super steep and then a bit less steep. And everyone kind of let up on the less steep. And then people were coasting down. It was full gas up and then people coasted down. And so somehow I got a little bit of a break. And then I started doing 300 watts on the descent. And then I won by 1 minute and 12 seconds. So definitely not sandbagging. Don't know what you're talking about.
I mean, if you won by 1 minute 12 seconds. Wait, you were doing 300 watts and you got 1 minute and 12 seconds, bro? What? I think that sounds like sandbagging to me, bro.
No. Well, I did. It was 300 watts on the descent and then 500 watts on the climb.
Okay, that's different then. I thought you meant you're just doing 300 watts and you got a minute and 12. I was like, you sure
Yeah.
that's not sandbagging? Well, a minute and 12,
Uh,
that's already like pretty sandbagging.
Yeah,
But, you know,
and
whatever.
someone told me there was a breakaway in the A group who passed me, but the lap is like about a minute, 2 minutes or something in a race, and I was like only losing like 5 seconds to him every lap to the A breakaway. So,
Why don't you
Killer.
just race A? Seems like sandbagging. Anyway,
but I'm racing A this weekend, so that's
yeah,
happening.
that's definitely a good idea. All right, I guess that kind of covers it. You know, we all had a very okay, everybody. Thanks for listening to episode 19, I believe, of the Zone 2 podcast. Please let us know. We are done the tour now. We had lots of fun doing that. Thank you, Evan, for joining us for the tour things. I think we'll might keep having you on because it's fun with you here. Also, yeah, we would love your feedback. What would you like to see from us? Do you like these boys only chats, like we just us talking about what's going on in their life, or we're trying to find some guests? So if you know anyone you want to have on, or if you yourself want to be on, we'd love to have you on for an interview. You know, the Olympics are coming up, so we're going to be talking a little bit about the Olympic road race next episode.
I'm
But I
excited
think
for it.
we like to have more than just racing episodes, like to talk about. Yeah, we'd love to have guests. Basically, it's been a while since we had a guest. Yeah, just let us know. DMS at Zone 2 Podcast on Instagram. Thanks again to Born Sport Care for sponsoring us. And thanks for listening, everybody. Bye.
Yeah, thank you, Michael Wagner. You're a cool dude.
You know, man.